had a seminary administrator, not a professor, but administrator that I spent a good amount of time with. She was my supervisor for my work study. She was the associate dean of students, I think, or something like that. But Cheryl had a sign on her desk that said, "Quick, look busy, Jesus is coming." And I laughed every time I saw it because I think it's hilarious. Because all of a sudden we're going to look busy now that Jesus is coming. But the irony was even better because I never did anything in her office. If I went to Cheryl's office, it was probably to sit in these big cushy chairs, and I just put my feet up and we talked. We literally did nothing. There was absolutely no productivity in the quick, look busy, Jesus is coming office. We didn't do anything. Maybe we talk about how chapel went or what the next person does. So I'd come in before or after chapel. But there was just a lot of sitting and wasting of time. And it was hilarious because we wasted time in front of the look busy sign. There's a lot of honesty in that sign. A lot of, a little too much honest sentiment, we think. We gotta look busy for God. We gotta have a quick look busy. Jesus might be back. We go, ooh, can't catch me sitting on my idle hands, because idle hands are the devil's plaything, right? But this sentiment that productivity is everything. We have to constantly be moving and working, and we have to quick look busy. This is what I grew up with. I grew up with quick look busy. My grandmother, you couldn't pay her to sit still. In fact, as her health starts to slow some, and she's on oxygen and things like that, she still is like constantly moving. And you're like, sit down. She can't do it. No way. Can't do it. She couldn't then. We'd sit down, try to watch TV as a family or something, and she would be like, just fluttering around. Like, lady, sit for a minute. You're gonna die. Like, seriously, you're gonna work yourself straight to the grave. Constantly going. I can't remember her, honestly. I even think that at holidays, when it was at someone else's house, she was still fluttering around trying to clean things or do something. She'd never sit, watch TV with us. Even on the weekends, she had to get this done or had to run this errand. And then she'd tell us what it was, and we were like, that didn't need to be done. But in her mind, it had to be. She always had to be moving. She never caught her breath. She always had to be busy. Busy. For what sake? I still don't know. But then there was my grandpa. Now, not a lazy man. Okay? Grandpa's not lazy. But Grandpa can sit. Grandpa can sit. Grandpa gets up and rides the bus with kids with special needs as an assistant on the bus. And so he's up at like, 7:30, 6:30, something like that. The man takes a nap when he gets home. He's got it down. But Grandpa was not lazy. He'd get what needed to be done. But he knew how to rest. He was the king of the rest. The chill. The no problem could be worked out. It'll be fine. He had no problem waiting. Apologize for that example that my grandfather set, Bethany. I'll get to those things on the list later. He could sit. But see, his sitting wasn't always just watching TV or whatever, but we'd venture to the woods. We'd go fishing. We'd sit by the lake. We'd go hunting. And it was just this calmness. He wasn't always productive. He didn't just need to be productive for productive's sake. Now, I don't want you to hear that my grandfather's better than my grandmother, because my grandmother got a lot of stuff done and kept a really clean house, and we had clean clothes, and that her busyness wasn't needed. It was much appreciated, and it's still much appreciated, but it's like a combo of the two. To get the things done, but also to just take a break. Are we looking busy because we think it gains us something? Are we doing this mission or this activity or this prayer or this thing? Are we just folding another thing in because quick, look busy, Jesus is coming? The second coming's happening. Are we going to be the one left in the field? Are we going to be the one, whatever it is? Are we looking busy? What's the purpose of all this activity? How often do we fall into that state of do? We got to hurry life along to the next event, the next activity. Idle hands, right? If we aren't doing something to be part of the kingdom, we're going to get left behind. We're going to get forgotten about. We got to constantly working for our salvation. And in Sunday school, we've talked about this about 10,000 times. You can't earn it. It's a gift given. See, our story today is one of those apocalyptic texts that Jesus is having a conversation through. For Matthew, he's writing to a group of people. They believed they would see Jesus return like tomorrow. Like he was coming back. Before this generation would die, I will be back. Those who knew him were sure that they would see him even after he ascended to heaven, after he would be back. Jesus is telling them when he comes back, be patient, be mindful, be watchful. To see, like Pastor Dan was talking about at the Thanksgiving service, we tend to ask foolish questions of God. So they had to know, when are you coming back? We got to know when you're coming back. So if we know, he's coming back at 7:30 on December 15th. I will look really important at 7:30 on December 15th. And I won't be forgotten about. We had to know. Jesus says it's not for you to know. Jesus even says he doesn't know. He says the Son doesn't know. This is for God to know. But be alert. Be mindful. Watch. Jesus says no one knows the hour. No one but God. Come into Advent. Advent is a wonderful season in the church because it's a pause. Like much like Lent, we stop for a moment. We take a pause to reorient ourselves. We're coming to our high holy days, right? We're coming on Christmas or we're coming on Easter with Lent. We got to reorient. It's a time where we patiently wait coming of the Messiah, that we patiently wait to hear that story we've heard over and over. Unlike our brothers and sisters 2,000 years ago, we know the story. So it makes it more important for us to wait and watch for the star. The reminders of the birth. We open our eyes as the season changes colder, we're forced inside more, the world slows around us. It's a perfect time to pause. To be reminded of the birth that changes the whole world. To be reminded of the incarnate God breaking into our world. We have to pause. We have to pause for a moment. Pause from our constant movement, for movement's sake. Stop to see the reminders. Wait, look, be alert. It says keep a watchful eye on our text. Be alert. We can't be alert if we're we're going to miss something. You're not lazy. You sit on your hands. You're not lazy if you take a moment to breathe. You're not lazy if you're not being productive for 20 minutes. We're not lazy when we do that. In fact, Jesus tells us to do it all the time. Jesus says, go to a closet, private space. Go away. Be by yourself. Don't do anything. Just pray. I know it's hard. It's probably one of the most countercultural things that we could do. Our society says if you're not making, being productive, being another cog in the system of capitalism, buying, selling, then you are not valuable. 2,000 years ago, a baby was born. It said your value is in who God made you to be. It said your value is wrapped up in the fact that you're created as a beloved child of God. That your value is simply who you are. Not what you do, not what you produce, not how much you work, not the long hours, not even the relationships. Simply who we are. The gift of that baby born in a manger. Shepherds traveled, wise men traveled because they knew the gift. The reminder, we are good enough. God created it and said, you're good. And to remind us that even though when we fall short, there's forgiveness and grace. The waiting, pausing, the stillness. To reorient ourselves to the gift of grace. To move away a bit from seeing ourselves and others as commodities to beloved children of God. We keep alert, but how can we keep alert with clouded eyes of busyness and clouded minds, clouded calendars and schedules? I'm talking, we're coming into Christmas season. You want to see my calendar? Go get Bethany's. Seriously, it's crazy. It's wild. It's nuts. So the question is, am I going to this basketball game? Am I going to this play? Am I going to this program? Am I going to this thing because in some way I think it makes me more valuable to God? Am I going to do this thing to try to earn some sort of salvation? Am I working this long hour because it's the only thing I think that I'm of value for? Or am I doing this because it brings glory? Am I doing this because it points towards the gift in a manger? Am I doing this because it reorients me and others to that freely given gift so they can recognize that they are beloved children too? Advent's a time that we can pause, keep alert, and orient ourselves with watchful eyes to experience the gift of grace and hope. So we wait to be reminded. We wait to be a reminder to others. We pause and anxiously anticipate the coming kingdom because Advent's not just about a birth, but it's also about a coming. It's also about the coming kingdom and being part of it. So our waiting is not sitting on our hands, but our waiting is done with open eyes and hearts, a watchfulness, and also a working, and a reminding, and a loving, and a sharing. Because as we wait, as we pause, we also do the good work of the kingdom. But not for productivity or salvation, because of response. So brothers and sisters, pause. Pause in the busiest time of year. Pause in the consumer-driven time of year that says you got to go get, make, buy, have. Just stop for a moment. Stop and anticipate the coming kingdom. Open each of our eyes and be alert to the way God is calling and working. Reorient ourselves to be those people who bring glory and new life